and we are ready to wrap up the month of September 2021. We're at the end of the month. We're at the end of the quarter. For those of you who go by the quarter system, we're also halfway through the second half of the year, which would mean we're 3/4 through the, I don't know. Happy Thursday, 30th day of September. I'm Dan Kuntz. Wake up in Wenatchee Valley. 48 degrees outside of our studios. Two systems going to pay us a visit today. One early on, not really going to affect the weather. The second one, a little bit later on this afternoon. And tonight's going to make things a little unsettled. This weather system, which kind of weakened 24 hours ago, has now picked back up in intensity. It's combined with another system. It's going to move in. We're looking at some light rain and some windy conditions later on this afternoon, close to sunset. Details are coming up. A lot of news to get to. Mariners did it again, swept Oakland, and they are the talk of the Pacific Northwest in the world of sports. They won again yesterday. They get the day off today. They got 3 games against the Angels to wrap up the regular season. They have a shot of making the postseason for the first time in 20 years. That's the longest active streak of any professional sports franchise. You name it. Basketball, hockey, football, baseball. It's been 20 years since the Mariners made the postseason. They're making a run. We'll talk about that. Highlights of a very exciting night at T-Mobile Park. Plus, of course, we have everything else that you need to start your day. It is Thursday. That means pause for pets, and this is a first for us. Squeaks the Pig needs a home. You ever wanted to have a 200-pound pig living in your house? You can adopt Squeaks. We'll check in with the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And we had a chance to visit yesterday with Ashley Sinner at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Their annual night at the museum is this Saturday night. Wine, food, the art show, the juried art show. It all happens on Saturday night at the museum. It's the big event, I think, of this weekend. In any event, Ashley will give us those details in the back half of the program. And at 2 minutes after the hour, let's take our tour. Hopefully it will go better than yesterday, Uriah. Hopefully it will go better than yesterday. Let's begin with the cross cam, because I did not know what I was looking at yesterday. Just didn't have it. Sunrise now, actually 6:59. 3 minutes ago was sunrise. Sunset 6:41. 11 hours and 42 minutes of daylight. One of the things that we can do with these cameras, we can actually open up the aperture. We can actually let in more light than it might be seen to the naked eye. And we can do that. We can manipulate it. So sometimes, especially when we get to this time of the year, you'll notice, you go, wow, so it seems a lot brighter out than it actually is. Well, that's exactly what the case is. It just seems brighter out, but that way you can see things. So, for instance, there, the Wenatchee Valley proper. And here we go. It's the guessing game, which I did very poorly yesterday. Let's see how we do today. That is, let me think. I want to say Union Valley. Yay! Okay, I'm 1 for 1. Union Valley on the north shore of Lake Chelan. So we're looking basically towards Manson, Wapato Point, pointing to the north and the west from Union Valley on the north shore of Lake Chelan. Good morning to the lake. Always good to see you. All right, camera number 3. That is the monitor camera pointing back towards Kashmir. Yes, yay! I'm doing better. You can see Steins Hill, of course. It jumps right out at you there. Way off in the distance is the enchantments and the icicle. Beautiful view from our monitor camera looking back over Kashmir, who used to brand themselves the early American city of Kashmir. They quit doing that a while ago. I don't know why. Look at the clouds. That's pretty spectacular. Camera number 4. See if I can go perfect today. Well, Billy Goat, that's a no-brainer. It's also one of my favorite cameras. Billy Goat. What's the name of the area? It's the mountain high above the Alta Lake Golf Course and State Park. Alta Lake is plainly in view, so is the golf course for that matter, and the development around the golf course, which has become quite popular. Pateros, Brewster, Bridgeport, Omak, Okanagan, Riverside, Orville, Canada, Kamloops, Calgary. Just keep going north. Good morning to our friends in Okanagan County from high above Billy Goat. Beautiful view there. I just love it. I can look at that camera all day, but if I do, I'm not doing my job. Nice work this morning, Uriah. You couldn't fool me. Well, you made it pretty easy. So there you go. A couple of slides to show for you from the National Weather Service. First of all, the showers and breezy conditions we talked about. Things are going to get a little cattywampus later on this afternoon. We have a cold front coming in now. That's going to be followed by a warm front, which is going to move across our area in the mid to late afternoon hours. It's going to increase our chance of rain. It's also going to pick up our wind. Now, the wind timeline is this. And look at the direction of the wind. We rarely see winds blowing in this direction from the south, but that's what we're getting. It's going to usher in some warmer air, too, as well. So between 3 and 5 p.m., the winds will be picking up over to the Wenatchee Valley and out of the Columbia Basin, certainly over Douglas County, Waterville, places like that. And then it moves into the Columbia Basin, and by sunset tonight, it'll be down towards the Walla Walla, Lewiston, Idaho area. As far as rain today, for the Wenatchee area, Waterville Plateau, the Basin, we're going to not see a great deal of rain. The rain shadow is going to protect us. There's going to be significant rain shadowing going on. We're going to get some sprinkles and some dinkles. The highest amounts of rain will be in the North Cascades, up in the Methow Valley. You're going to get maybe a pretty good dose of rain here in the Wenatchee Valley. Really not so much. But be prepared for an active weather pattern as this quick moving system comes through later on this afternoon. With that out of the way from the National Weather Service, here we go. Chance of rain, again, late this afternoon. We're talking 3, 4, 5 o'clock this afternoon is the best chance of rain. Wind will be picking up in intensity, especially this afternoon as this system comes through that we just showed you. And we'll get up to about 70 degrees, which is just about normal. 71 is our normal high this time of the year. 44, the overnight low tonight. Under clear skies. When you go to bed tonight, it'll be cloudy. When you wake up Friday morning, it'll be clear. And then sunshine all day on Friday. A few clouds Friday night, and we're not expecting any rain at all. Just a few clouds on Friday night. Good looking weekend to start off October. Partly sunny on Saturday with a high of 72. Lots of sunshine on Sunday. Head out to the golf course, head out to the park, do whatever it is you want to do. Hang on to these days while we can. High of 74. So the weekend's looking very nice indeed. You can do some last minute gardening and yard work, whatever the case may be. Monday, Tuesday, pretty warm for this time of year. Those temperatures that you see Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, above normal, especially on Sunday. That 74 is about 6 or 7 degrees above normal for early October. So once this very rapidly moving weather system runs through us this afternoon and into tonight, things calm down. For the most part, pretty benign weather to welcome October. All right, that's your forecast from the National Weather Service. Go grab your cup of coffee and come right back and join us in 1 minute, and we'll have your news for you. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this last day of September on the NCW Live Channel.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, you know, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
Color Effects has moved their shop to a larger location to expand their services, including adding in a state-of-the-art large format printer. They got it. You need banners? They got them. You need vinyl decals for your cars, trucks, vans, or trailers in just about any size? Yeah, they got it. Color Effects has also been providing fun swag and clothing for local churches and high schools around our valley for decades. Support your local print shop. Call Color FX in Cashmere today.
High clouds, 48 degrees. We'll see a rather rapidly moving system come through later on this afternoon. Going to give us a slight chance of some light rain for the Wenatchee Valley and some significant winds, and then it passes through the area overnight tonight. And very quiet, sunny, pleasant weather to welcome October heading our way starting tomorrow. 9 minutes after the hour, we begin with this story. Wenatchee man was sentenced Tuesday to almost 6 years in prison for attempted assault fueled by sexual jealousy. 37-year-old Jess Jerome Cunning, well, he pleaded guilty last month in a November 2019 incident in which he waited outside the home of a Wenatchee woman in the dead of night and attacked the male victim with a baseball bat when he left the home. The victim suffered a head injury and multiple cuts and bruises. Cunning also did an estimated $15,000 worth of damage to the victim's car. Prosecutors allowed Cunning to plead to attempted assault instead of the original count to first-degree assault, which could have earned him up to 10 years in prison. In addition to the prison time, he also has to pay restitution for the damage of the victim's automobile. The Grant County Health District is warning people to avoid contact with the water in Moses Lake. A test showed, well, a possible toxic algae. Yeah, the health district said samples taken last week near Connolly Park showed levels of toxins above recommended levels, but the district warned that the toxins could be actually anywhere in the lake. Blooms were reportedly seen Tuesday at Cascades Park and the sand dunes. The warning advises against recreational water activities like swimming and water skiing and says all pets and livestock should be kept away from the lake. The executive director of the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is stepping down, going to take a job with the Association of Children's Museums. Kenny Sturgeon has been executive director of the museum since November of 2018. The museum board praised Sturgeon's leadership and said a search for her replacement will begin immediately. Sturgeon came to Wenatchee after working with the Pacific Science Center in Seattle. Museum Director of Development Kristen Lodge said yesterday that Sturgeon, will be missed.
We just, as a staff and as a board, just absolutely want to share our thanks and our appreciation for her work for the museum. She was just what the museum needed. She helped lead our strategic plan, our 2020 to 2025 strategic plan, which is just a beautiful vision into what the museum will be to the community in the future.
The Wenatchee School District is considering whether to offer some of its unused land for an Hispanic-flavored mercado. That's a merchant and festival site, kind of like a flea market, if you will. Chelan County is proposing a $20,000 feasibility study on whether to build the site on 25 acres owned by the school district near Dixie Lane and Saturday Avenue out in Malaga. School board members said at their meeting on Tuesday that it could be good use for property that right now is just sitting dormant.
Really, at this point, the commissioners would just like to explore the option of using that property in a shared use capacity, potentially for a short-term or a long-term partnership. And so at this, like Paul said, at this point, it's just, exploring the options and starting to look at some of the logistics to see if that would even work for both parties involved.
This property, the Spring Avenue property, those are not small properties, and there is cost involved in making sure the weeds and the soil and everything is taken care of over time.
If the district has a part, can partake in this process, I would support it as long as we're being financially responsible and letting the county manage. And we look at the contract, there's a contract that's very detailed, taking, into consideration the liability and the cost.
I think it would be a great use for the property since it's just not being used much for anything right now. I think a community focused project like that could be really wonderful. So I look forward to hearing more about this at future meetings.
Finally, this morning, one of the tools used by state biologists when they survey the state's fish population is a process known as electro fishing. It's done at night when a lot of fish move to shallower waters to feed. So what do? Electro fishing directs electricity from a generator into the water, and it temporarily stuns the fish. Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife biologist Danny Garrett explains how it works during a recent outing at Newman Lake, just outside Spokane.
Big fish are a lot easier to shock, and we net those readily. The little ones kind of basically get attracted to the current, so they're kind of swimming towards the boat, and we can dip them up as well. Once they get in the tank, it takes them about 1 to 2 minutes to recover, and then they'll right themselves. They'll start off on their sides, and then they'll right themselves, and we pump lots of fresh water in here, and then they're really lively and ready to go back in the lake. And doing electrofishing allows us to kind of go around the shoreline and sample a lot of different species like largemouth bass and all your panfish like bluegill and pumpkin seed and catfish. And then we have a few other gear types we use like gill netting and fyke netting, which capture other species a little better. But electrofishing is by far the best gear type for capturing a diversity of species. We did get a few yellow perch that we scooped up. This is a fairly small one. They get pretty nice in this lake, and the anglers catch them up to 8, 10, 12 inches long. One of the more loved species in Washington is the black crappie. And yeah, it's a really nice one, about 9 inches long maybe. It's just beautiful, and they're very tasty to eat. And I think we had a bluegill. There's a bluegill. You can see the stripes on the side and the blue right there on the gill. Now this is like a nice 12, 14 inch bass, probably 3 to 4 years old. Get into a little nicer size of bass. This fish is probably 16. It's like 2.5 pounds. And then we get even a little bigger than that. We get into like an 18 inch fish that's probably 3.5. Just a gorgeous fish in really good shape, and they're so strong, and you can see how lively they are. You know, no worse for wear after being shocked. Oh, here's the bullhead. You gotta be careful when handling these guys. They have pectoral fins that can be pretty sharp on the small ones. But I think they're pretty cute. They live along the bottom in the mud, so they look like the mud. But they're really adaptable and versatile. They eat a lot of different stuff, whatever's most available they can eat. And then here's the next generation of largemouth. Now this fish is probably last year's fish, so.
All of a sudden, I'm craving lemon juice and tartar sauce. So it's making headlines at 17 minutes after the hour. We'll have a newscast for you tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Eric Granstrom at the sports desk and Grant Olson with the weather forecasting and anchor duties. He does double duty, and he does both rather well. With the preview, here's Grant.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we'll have our weekly Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Expect a slight chance for showers today, and then a beautiful stretch of weather comes our way. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom will be here with a look at tonight's prep sports action, as well as the latest on the Mariners playoff chase. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Don't forget, our news is also available on our website at ncwlife.com, on our Facebook page, and on our YouTube page. And at the bottom of this page that you're looking at right now are the ways you can get a hold of us. Again, Facebook. You can get a hold of us on our homepage. You can email us directly, news at ncwlife.com. If you got a news tip, we'd love to hear from you as well. 18 minutes after the hour, Mariners, they just keep right on winning. They're knocking on the playoff door. Highlights from last night's exciting victory over the Athletics coming up. Plus, the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays. It's pause for claws, or pause for pets. So we're going to see if we can get a pig home. And also my conversation with Ashley Center from the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. It's all coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Welcome to Crunch Pack, the #1 supplier of sliced apples and a premier employer in the Wenatchee Valley. We are looking to add new members to our Crunch Pack team. We offer full-time work with great benefits in a safe environment with fantastic people. As a part of the Crunch Pack family, you'll find a home that's all about helping you thrive and succeed. Come see what Crunch Pack can do for you. Apply today at 300 Sunset Highway in Cashmere or online at crunchpack.com.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
20 minutes after the hour, the last time the Mariners were in the playoffs, Jared Kelnick was 2 years old. He's now 22 years old, and he delivered one of the biggest hits during this amazing postseason run for the Seattle Mariners, and they beat Oakland 4-2 last night. Now, Seattle trailed 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th after the A's' Tony Kemp homered off of Logan Gilbert in the top of the inning. In the bottom of the inning, 2 errors by Oakland sets the table up for Jared Kelnick.
Out to right center. Kelnick with the drive. Pender can't make the catch. Francis coming home. Henniger's behind him. Jared Kelnick has given the Mariners a 2-1 lead.
This is such a good AB, yeah. He's pumped up, and he should be. Taking that split to get to 2-0. And then squaring up a heater. That's pretty good stuff. There it is from a young hitter. Gets himself into a hitter's count. That's right at the top of the zone, too. It's an over Pender's head. Gives the Mariners the lead. And I'm telling you, this place was going nuts, so he had to really stay calm at the plate. Henniger doing what he's going all the way to second base, and then once it hits the ground, he hightails it into home. Manny not even thinking about stopping him. Yep.
Memories of 95. Yeah, the crowd was pumped, and then, well, in the top of the 7th, Seth Brown kind of tempered the crowd down just a little bit.
That one's hit high to right field. Henniger's back. Henniger at the wall. He leaps. It is gone. Seth Brown, a 2-out solo shot. We're tied at 2.
That was the top of the 7th. In the bottom of the 7th, Seattle comes back. Runners at the corners, Ty France at the plate.
France jumps on it. France out to left, and Canna makes the catch. It's a sac fly, and the Mariners have taken the lead right back. It's 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th.
And to the 8th we go with Abraham Toro giving the Mariners just a little bit of insurance.
Up to right field, tagged well, Pender watching, Toro time!
A huge insurance run for the Mariners. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th, gets into a 2-0 count. Another off-speed pitch, but it's center cut, and he barrels it up. It's been a while for him, but perfect timing.
Drew Steckenrider came into the 9th inning to lock down his 13th save of the season. The Mariners' playoff hopes still alive.
Fly ball, left center. Kelnick there, and the Mariners win! You have got to believe!
Mariners pull it out. They get the day off today. The Angels come to town to wrap up the regular season. Manager Scott Service said what you saw last night was a little sneak preview of the future of the Mariners.
We've just played 13 consecutive days at a point in the season where everybody's dragging, and we won 11 of those games. Unbelievable effort by our guys. So proud of them, but this is fun. This is the way baseball's supposed to be at this time of year, and we still got a lot of big games ahead of us. So tonight, for me, the highlight really was we sent the 24-year-old to the mound. We had a 24-year-old catching him, and we had a 22-year-old in center field. And that's super exciting. If you're a Mariners fan and part of this organization, you should feel very good about where we're headed in our future, and the experiences that those kids gain tonight will help them for many years to come.
Again, the Mariners have the day off today. Then they got the Angels on Friday. Marco Gonzalez, by the way, will pitch for the Mariners tomorrow. Don't know who the Angels are going to go with. 7:10 first pitch. Now, what's amazing is that before they even had the first pitch last night, the Mariners knew they had to win to keep pace in the wild card race. Boston beat Baltimore 6-0. Toronto also won. They beat the Yankees on the second of Bo Bichette's home runs. So the Jays beat the Yankees 6-5. So here we go. The Yankees' lead for the top wildcard playoff spot is now just one game. Boston's hold on the second playoff spot is just a half game in front of Seattle. Toronto, a full game back. Oakland has been eliminated. We had planned to bring you volleyball tonight between the Eastmont Wildcats and the West Valley Rams, but we're not going to be doing that tonight for reasons unknown at this point. We can tell you that Andy out of Bridgeport played last night with the Tigers coming out on top, 3-0. Tonight, Pateros will host Cascade Christian at 5:30. 6:30, you got Cascade at Quincy, Manson hosting Oroville, Okanagan's at Lake Roosevelt, Tenasca travels to Libertyville, Wenatchee will host Moses Lake and girls volleyball at 7. Ephrata travels to Prosser, Kashmir hosts Omak. Prep girls soccer, to the pitch we go. The Wenatchee JV will host Pateros this afternoon at 3. Coming up at 4:30, Cascade is at Quincy, Bridgeport will host Lake Roosevelt, Tenasca travels to Okanagan, Ephrata will play at Othello at 6, and at 7, you got Kashmir hosting Omak. Everybody into the pool. Big swimming and diving meet today at Lions Pool in Moses Lake, 4 o'clock. Eastmont, Ike, Davis, Wenatchee will all be swimming and diving. The prep football schedule hasn't changed. We're going to be at Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl tomorrow night for the Sunnyside Grizzlies and the Wenatchee Panthers. The Panthers trying to rebound from their loss to Eastmont last Friday night. The Grizzlies are flying high after beating West Valley 41-35. Grant Olson, Eric Granstrom with the call. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night right here on the NCW Live channel. Big 9 football tomorrow. Eastmont travels to Eisenhower. Moses Lake has a non-league game at home against Woodinville. Davis will be at West Valley. Cascade celebrates homecoming tomorrow night against Chelan. Kashmir will entertain Quincy. Omak has a non-league game at home against Colville. And on the B schedule, the small schools. Brewster and Okanagan kick off tomorrow at 4. Tenasca will entertain Mount Baker. Manson will host Northwest Christian at 6. And tomorrow night is Orville and Lake Roosevelt at 7. Bridgeport will play at Antioch Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this 30th day of September. And we celebrate National Chewing Gum Day today. Man has this oral obsession of putting things in their mouth and chewing them. We used to chew things way back in the days. We used to chew tree sap, bark, birch bark, other substances. The idea behind chewing gum, 1848. You want to thank John B. Curtis, who developed and marketed the first commercial chewing gum. It was called the State of Maine Pure Spruce Gum. Tasty stuff. Chewing gum, fun facts about chewing gum. Chewing gum burns approximately 11 calories an hour. Gum base can't be digested, so it does take, if you accidentally swallow your gum, it takes a couple of days to get through your system, but it doesn't clog up your intestines, as the urban legend goes. Gum sales really took off during Prohibition. For one thing, it was cheap to manufacture, and for the other thing, chewing gum was a good way to hide the alcohol on your breath during Prohibition. Chewing gum while cutting onions does help alleviate the famous crying when you cut onions. If you chew gum doing it, doesn't eliminate it, but it certainly makes it easier. And studies have shown that people who chew gum on a regular basis have a better ability to concentrate on whatever task is at hand. Chew a little gum today. It's available at fine gum stores everywhere, as they used to say. National Chewing Gum Day today. Today in history at 29 minutes after the hour, he did it. He broke his own record on September 30th, 1927, 94 years ago today. The score is tied 2-2. The 8th inning, Mark Koning hits a triple. Babe Ruth comes to the plate and hits his 60th home run of the year off Tom Zachary of the Senators. The Yankees win 4-2. Babe Ruth breaking his old record of 59 with his 60th home run. That record would hold until 1961, when Roger Maris broke it. Roger Maris's record was broken by Mark McGwire in 1998. Mark McGwire's record was broken by Barry Bonds in 2001, but the Babe did it. By the way, it was also the last game ever for the greatest right-handed pitcher in baseball history, Walter Johnson. Pinch hit in that game and flew out to, of all people, Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth did it. 60 home runs. It was considered impossible, but he did it. And as we now know, it's been broken many times since then. The Hoover Dam was dedicated on this date in 1935. The behemoth that is the Hoover Dam. I've been there a couple of times. It is very impressive. Of course, it's been in the news a lot lately because they're showing the reservoir behind Hoover Dam, Lake Mead, and you can see things that haven't been able to be seen for 86 years. Building this thing was absolutely a remarkable achievement. For one thing, Las Vegas had to clean up its act. Las Vegas in 1935 was full of houses of ill repute, and they were thinking, hey, These 5,000 workers who are going to build the dam are going to live in Las Vegas, so they cleaned up their act. Turns out they didn't live in Las Vegas. They built their own town called Boulder, and it's still there, by the way. It had about 5,000 people who live there. Look at that thing. The Hoover Dam contains enough concrete to stretch across the entire continent of the United States. And when Franklin Delano Roosevelt oversaw the dedication of Hoover Dam, named after his predecessor, Herbert Hoover wasn't even there, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt never even mentioned Herbert Hoover's name. For a while there, it became known as Boulder Dam, and then finally they switched it back to Hoover Dam, as it's been known ever since. The Hoover Dam was dedicated on this date 86 years ago today, and some of the photos of Lake Mead now are like, oh man, that ain't good. Where's the water? The 1947 World Series began on this date, September 30th, 1947, 74 years ago today. It was a milestone World Series. It was the first World Series ever to be televised. We have some footage of it. It was extremely popular. It was, of course, the Yankees and the Dodgers, which the World Series in the 1940s and 50s always seemed to feature the Yankees and somebody anyway. It was the first World Series to have an African-American player, of course, in this case, Jackie Robinson. It was the first World Series to surpass 2 million in gate receipts. Very impressive there. Of course, Babe Ruth was there. There's the Babe. He's going to make it. It was the first ever World Series with a pinch hit home run. It's the first World Series to have 6 umpires on the field. The Yankees won the 1947 World Series. One of the greatest and most important World Series began on this date, September 30th, 1947. And happy birthday to the Boeing 747. After years of designing and building, for the first time ever, the general public got to see the behemoth that changed the fortunes of Boeing. This was a huge roll of the dice for Boeing, but it worked. The 747, the queen of the skies, they rolled it out of the assembly plant in Everett, and everybody went, wow, that's one big plane. And it is one big plane. I'll never forget the first time I ever flew on a Boeing 747 from SeaTac to JFK Airport. Boeing 747 seats 500 people. There were 11 people on the flight. This is before deregulation. Happy birthday to the 747. And happy birthday to Johnny Mathis. Johnny Mathis is 86 years old today. He's the only celebrity birthday out there. He was also, by the way, considered one of the greatest athletes, all-around athletes ever to come out of San Francisco. He was a great athlete, was considering maybe being a professional athlete, but instead he sings, and he sings well. Happy birthday to Johnny Mathis. All right, still to come, a conversation with Ashley Sinner for the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Their big Night at the Museum event is this Saturday night. Ashley will give you those details, plus the juried art show. You can check it out. Tickets are still available, but just a few left. Also, we have a brand new opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. He likes the new executive director of the Numerica Performing Arts Center. So do I. Mike will give you that. But first things first, Squeaks the Pig needs a home. It's Pause for Pets on the NCW Life channel.
This week on Pause for Pets, we venture over to the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society's livestock barn, where we meet a 200-pound pig named Squeaks.
I'm here with our shelter manager, Kristen, and we have something different than a cat or dog this week. We have Squeaks the pig. Squeaks here has lived an indoor-outdoor life. He's a well-loved pet pig. Let's see, what do we know about Squeaks? First off, he's about 200 pounds. His previous owner said he never had an accident in the house. He always went outside. He's still a boar. He's lived with cats, small dogs. I think she said Chihuahuas is what he lived with. The only thing he hasn't lived with is a pig. So he's been a family pig, and we are desperately looking for a home that can give home or a sanctuary, rescue, someone that can give Squeaks a good home where he can be spoiled with lots of good, yummy food. As you can see, I mean, he's actually, hi, buddy. He's a really friendly pig. We are loving having him here, but we would really, really love for somebody to come and adopt Squeaks.
If you are interested in meeting and adopting Squeaks, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and closed 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. for quiet hour. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow, provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chair on the other side. You can lift this up time warranty.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge in Leavenworth has a warm environment to enhance your dining experience. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Crystal's Intimate Lounge is a wonderful place to relax and dine with beautiful views of the mountains. Do you have a special occasion coming up? Call Crystal's to reserve their event space. Whether your event is grand, intimate, or casual, Crystal's provides unforgettable food and superb service. Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge, proud to be serving fabulous food and drinks.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Cashmere has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
In a world afraid of technology, one man, one show will bring you the newest innovations that may just change your life. This summer, Ray McNeil and your Weekly Tech Update is your Weekly Tech Update with Ray McNeil.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, we have a new executive director for the Numerica Performing Arts Center, Mr. J. Woody Lotz. Now, Mr. Lotz has been a tour manager and a producer for theaters in Seattle, and he's demonstrated remarkably good sense by moving from the West Side to Wenatchee to be Numerica's executive producer. Now, I met him recently, and I observed his passion for the arts, and particularly for our very own remarkable entertainment venue, the Numerica Performing Arts Center. Hey, so do yourself a favor, get on the PAC's mailing list and make it a point to take in some of the great entertainment that the PAC has to offer. You'll thank me. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Come on, I'm a certified technician. I was trained to take good care of you.
9. I've only been to the dealer.
I've been coming here for years. These guys are great.
Look around. The BMW, the Jag, the Volvo, they're all waiting for regular service. Well, the BMW has a little computer issue, but that's nothing we can't handle. Come on in.
From regular maintenance to computer troubleshooting, trust the Global Car Care technicians with your import, diesel-powered, or domestic vehicle. Global Car Care. They speak your car's language.
Dankeschön.
Today, we're doing some employee development with our technicians.
Today, we're going to learn how to give our home a hug.
It's not just a motto, but a unique way that Patriot technicians care for your home.
Oh, no, come on. You really got to get in there and get your arms around it, give it a good embrace. All right, hey, good job.
I think the training is going really well.
Heating and cooling will give your home a hug.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere. So when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now or visit localtel.net to learn more.
ColorFX has moved their shop to a larger location to expand their services, including adding in a state-of-the-art large format printer. They got it. You need banners? They got them. You need vinyl decals for your cars, trucks, vans, or trailers in just about any size? Yeah, they got it. ColorFX has also been providing fun swag and clothing for local churches and high schools around our valley for decades. Support your local print shop. Call ColorFX in Cashmere today.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5,
High school sports is back, and NCW Life Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. Thanks to our sponsors, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Rivercom 911, and Sangster Motors. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
14, they come back.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. If you haven't made any plans yet for this Saturday, October 2nd, come down to the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. It is another edition of Night at the Museum. Going to be a fantastic night from 6 to 9 o'clock. A lot of the activities are going to be outside. We're talking food, we're talking wine, we're talking beverages, we're talking the juried art show, which has been adjudicated, and you can find out the winners. And as far as I can tell, they're all winners. And speaking of winners, Ashley Center is back after a way too long absence from the show, Ashley.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And that's my bad. It really is.
Well, I mean, we haven't
apologize
had a big event
That's true.
for a long time,
That's true.
so we're excited to be back.
Well, how are you guys doing over the last 6 months since I saw you last? It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's kind of a holding pattern, kind of quiet, some false starts. I know you were opened up and then, oh, wait a minute, maybe not, that kind of deal.
Yeah, we're just like everyone else, and we just, take baby steps back into everything. But really, the last month or so has been a lot more in-person events, and of course, we're very excited about this weekend to have Night at the Museum back here for the community.
And it's presented, by the way, by our friends at Confluence Health, good friends of ours, of course, and good supporters of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. For those people who don't know what exactly Night in a Museum is, besides an okay movie, this is a 3-hour extravaganza to say basically dig us, which is not that hard to do at the museum. Talk about Saturday night. What can people expect?
Yeah, this one is going to be a little bit different because normally we're inside the museum, and Saturday we're going to have kind of like a garden party theme in our parking lot. So we'll have tents and lights, and we will have all the beverages and food outdoors, and then we'll have some timed entries where people can sign up to come inside to see the art for the opening of the North Central Washington Juried Art Show.
So the inside will be limited kind of in and out. Groups come in, they can look around and they leave and the next group comes in. But you're gonna want to sign up for doing that. And then outside, music.
We'll have all the same stuff. We'll have music. We'll actually have some music inside too. We have Just Plain Darren from Spokane coming over to play inside during the art show. And then we have a couple groups, Mark Ward, also from Spokane, and then Glenn Isaacson and friends locally here will be playing outside. So we'll have all the same elements. We have music, we have wine and cider and beer and other beverages, and we have food. Our caterers are the Hilton Garden Inn and Me to You Catering, and so we'll have lots of bites of food, like pulled pork sliders and mini charcuterie cones, and just really yummy food to enjoy while you're listening to the music.
It sounds like it's going to be a party, really.
Yeah,
is about the best way I can put it. And a lot of the stuff, as we mentioned before, has to be outside because of COVID protocols. That's why Ashley and I are wearing a mask right now. And if you come to the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center, you'll be wearing one of these. Just a quick heads up on that. But this is actually a good thing to bring it outside. The weather's going to be perfect, so,
I think so,
maybe we start maybe something new this year by having a great deal of the events outside.
Yeah, it's a way that we can still keep this event going. And of course, we had to cancel last year, but now we don't have to. We can do it in a safe way with social distancing. Masks will be required outside as well, except when you're eating and drinking. So just quick. Everything will be small bites. You can quickly take your mask down, take a bite, and put it back up. So we really want to stress that we're keeping our staff and the community safe with this event. And so we do encourage participants or guests to be vaccinated, and otherwise just know that you'll be wearing a mask while you're here.
When did you decide, let's do this? I mean, COVID or no COVID, we got to bring it back. When did that decision get made and then the planning began? Because this, logistically speaking, is a lot of work from your staff and your people.
The planning, we've kind of had it planned for a while. I can't remember how many months ago, but yeah, we started working on it a while ago. But there has been, of course, with the surge this fall, some kind of questions about, so we've done the kind of stop and go, but we're excited that we're a go for sure, and that we're excited to welcome people back for this really fun event where we get to gather safely and still enjoy all the wonderful local music and food and beverages.
Now the centerpiece to all this is the art show, which is where we're located here at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. The judges came, they looked, they saw, they told everybody what they liked. They liked everything, quite frankly, if you ask me, but there are awards to be handed out, and that's really the centerpiece of all this, is to get people come in and look at this fantastic art.
Yeah, we have art from I think 51 artists, and there's over 100 pieces here, and they're from the local 4-county area, and the jurors come from out of the area, so it's like an unbiased jury process every year. But the winners, we have Terry Johnson, Susan Steinhaus-Kimmel, and Greg Caudell. So we're excited to show those off. They will be here. So when you come on Saturday and come and get a tour, you can talk to the artists for those pieces who are here. So, yeah.
And it's a cornucopia of art. You have sculpture, you have drawings, you have paintings, you have a little bit of everything here.
Etch-a-sketch, yes.
You got to see the Etch-a-Sketch. It's just incredible.
Yeah, so it is really, this is a tradition. It's not every year, but every 2 or 3 years that we do this show, and it's just a really great way to show talent from the area art.
And how do you find the talent? Some of this stuff is Metropolitan Museum of Art stuff, if you ask me, and I've been to the Met. Where do these people come from?
They come from all over, so it's, I'm probably going to forget some of the counties, but Chelan and Douglas and Okanagan, and so we have people coming in all the way from Republic down here to bring their art. So we just put the word out through social media and press releases and just in the local art community that we're doing a call for artists. And they submitted their work earlier in September, and then had to wait a week or two to have it juried, and then the pieces for the show were selected after that point.
In fact, there's even a painting here that has a little AS initials in the lower right-hand corner, and that's you. It's I'm impressed.
That's right. Yeah, my very first art show was here in 2016 for the juried art show, and it was even before I worked at the museum. Yeah.
Do you just do when you're creating art on your own, Ashley? Do you do it just for your own satisfaction, a little release of endorphins when you did something really good, or are you going, this is so good, I'm going to enter it? How does that work? I'm not a particularly artistic person. I appreciate art. I can't do it myself.
I have just always been interested in it. So the piece here today, I thought about it a lot. It was in my head a lot and wanted to try it before I had the time to sit and do it. As a working mom of 2 little boys, I don't have a lot of time to just dedicate to my art. And I have recently taken a class, and that is more like, trying to paint, something that is out of my comfort zone, and that's harder and more just like work to do. But when I have something in my head to just want to get it out there, then it is a little bit more natural and more fun and doesn't take as much time.
We're going to let Ashley thank all the sponsors, and there's a lot of no sponsors, no deal. But real quick before I go any further, I wanted to point something out. First of all, it's limited capacity. One of the reasons we're pushing this hard because there's only a finite number of tickets because they need to know how much food to prepare and how much wine to bring. There's a misprint here. It says tickets are $50 for members and $60 for non-members. That can't be right.
That is right.
You could charge twice as much and sell this place out.
Well, thank you.
What's happening with that? Anyway, I don't know if you knew that was a misprint or what was going on. That's a great deal. I'll let you thank the sponsors.
Of course, our presenting sponsors, Confluence Health, so we are grateful for them. We also have Young Bucks Landscaping, Amera Group, and Anthem Company, North Cascades Bank, the Wenatchee Valley Museum Board of Directors, Home Chick Smith Associates, Moss Adams, Jeffers, Danielson, Son, and Al.
Close enough. Pat won't mind. I know Pat. He won't mind.
Payne West Insurance and Leavenworth House.
It's going to be a great night. Again, it is Saturday night, October 2nd from 6 to 9 here at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Just go to their website. All the information that they have is there. One last thing before we cut you loose. Courtesy of Senator Hawkins, Representatives Gaynor, and Representative Steele, they were able to get money from the most recent legislative session to upgrade the AV system here at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. So now you have a much more professional sound system in-house, which was badly needed, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had a whole renovation of our performance area just next door, and it is gotten a much-needed upgrade to not only the sound, but just like the interior, the acoustics, and the stage has better access. So it's really been a great improvement to the museum and to our ability to hold community events for
because before COVID, you hosted a lot of community events here.
Yeah.
And that was the one, if there was any one small little micro criticism, it was, boy, the sound system isn't very good.
Yeah.
That problem's been taken care of, hasn't it?
That has been improved. And we also have some technology too now that COVID has brought the virtual world to us, so we can live stream from this space. So that is kind of a new feature as well. So.
Ashley Sinner from the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Again, it's night at the museum. This is in black and white. It will be in color on Saturday night, October 2nd from 6 to 9. Most of it outside. The weather's going to be perfect. Wine, gourmet food, awesome art, local people, fun times. I think we covered it all, did we not?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. Anything else on the museum's radar that we need to let our viewers know about?
Oh my gosh, we have the haunt coming up.
Don't tell me too much. I'll tell you what. We'll just tease it, and I'll come back and we'll do another interview with you in a couple weeks. Does that work?
I don't have, but just know the haunt is back in person at the museum.
Cool. And that is sometime around Halloween, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
May not be very bright, but they don't pay me to be smart. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Don't make plans to store your boat for the off-season until you've checked out the Super Package from Bob File Boats and Motors. With this package, you just drop your boat off for winterizing, and they take it from there. When you pick it up in the spring, it'll be ready to go for the next season. There are too many features in the Super Package to list here, so get the details. 509-884-3558.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Welcome to Crunch Pack, the #1 supplier of sliced apples and a premier employer in the Wenatchee Valley. We are looking to add new members to our Crunch Pack team. We offer full-time work with great benefits in a safe environment with fantastic people. As a part of the Crunch Pack family, you'll find a home that's all about helping you thrive and succeed. Come see what Crunch Pack can do for you. Apply today at 300 Sunset Highway in Cashmere or online at crunchpack.com.
Hello, North Central Washington. I'm Dave Tosh, Executive Director, Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and I'm excited to announce a new variety show entitled Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Senior Center, and I think you'll find it educational, informative, and a lot of fun. Join us for the new program, Vibrant Living.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
And we're ready to wrap up this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, the last day of September. We have a few extra minutes, so we thought we'd take one more tour around north central Washington now that the sun has been up for almost exactly 1 hour. It'll go down tonight, by the way. I did mention this at the beginning of the show. Sunset tonight, 6:41, 11 hours and 42 minutes of daylight. Another view from around the valley from Jump Off Ridge. We used this camera a couple of days ago. Hello, Jump Off Ridge. Can't quite make out the Steamboat Basin. It's out of your view to your left, but you can see almost all of East Wenatchee, the East Wenatchee Bench, all the way up to the very top of Badger Mountain to your right and Birch Mountain as well. Great view from Jump Off Ridge. A little slice of Malika down there as well. Good work. Let's see what we got here. Okay, see if Uriah can fool me again. Let's see. That's downtown Wenatchee. Yay! From the roof of the Cascadian. As we look back towards the cross camera, as a matter of fact, you can see Jump Off Ridge to the upper left of your screen with just a few high clouds, 48 degrees. We're definitely going to have a mixed bag today. Very benign and quiet weather this morning, this afternoon. Another story altogether. Those details are coming up. Good morning to downtown Wenatchee, Washington, Chelan County, Washington State, United States of America, North America, planet Earth. Camera number 3. To Omi Gardens we go as the sun begins to bathe the foothills high above Rocky Reach Dam. Still have not been to the new Discovery Center yet. Got to get out there. Got to go talk to Bob. Got to get Bob Bauer back on the show to talk about that. He's a great guy. Good morning to our friends to the north of us. And finally, camera number 4, back to the cross camera. Looks like Uriah has zoomed that in just a little bit. The fall colors are starting in about a week or so. They're really going to be at their peak. Some locations, of course, Leavenworth, who already had their Autumn Leaf Festival, they're starting to see those leaves starting to turn here in the Wenatchee Valley. That process is beginning as we're getting deeper and deeper into autumn. So, showers and breezy. That's what we're looking at later on today. Now, here in the Wenatchee Valley, the Waterville area, Moses Lake, we're going to have a significant rain shadowing. So we're going to have little or maybe even no rainfall, quite frankly, for the Wenatchee Valley today. Cascades are going to take the brunt of it as this very quick-moving system comes through. And the wind direction is one of those head-scratchers. We normally don't see this. We see it, we see the wind blowing from west to east on a regular basis, but not necessarily in that direction. But that's what we're going to be seeing. So the winds will be at their peak in the Wenatchee Valley between about 3 and 5. It'll still be windy at times overnight tonight. Then it works its way through the Columbia Basin, eventually down to the southeast corner of the state as this cold front moves in. And it's going to really come out very rapidly from the National Weather Service. What we're looking at today is a chance of rain, most of it in the afternoon, only about a 50-50 chance of rain. Partly sunny this morning. We'll cloud up this afternoon, and we'll have some windy conditions. Let's go ahead and throw that graphic up there, Mr. Darby. There you go. 50% chance of rain again. Most of it relegated to this afternoon. We may not see any rain at all. Quite frankly, the Methow Valley, though, you have a pretty good chance of some measurable rain and windy, as you saw. It'll be cloudy when you go to bed tonight. When you wake up tomorrow morning to welcome October 1st, you will have sunshine, sunny and mild all day Friday, and a very nice weekend indeed. To welcome October, that is it for us. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.